Hello everyone and welcome back to the Chase Media channel. My name is Tony and today we'll be flying the Boeing 737-800 BBJ2 from Boston to Rhode Island. For today's flight we're going to be using a Microsoft Flight Simulator provided ATC, and also we're going to be we're also going to be using FS2 crew for the assistant. So with that being said, let's jump right into the cockpit and start setting up for our flight. Okay, battery on, emergency exit lights on, ground power on, parking brakes set. All right, let's start setting up.
Roger.
We're gonna need the jetway. Yeah. All right. So the aircraft is initializing right now. Right. Great. So let's jump over to the FMC and start setting up setting it up for today's flight. So, all right. So, where is my iPad? Okay, give me just 1 second to get the iPad up and running. Okay, here it is. All right. And we want to go to the flight folder, and then we have this is our flight plan for today. So all right, so fuel, we're gonna need 800 tons of fuel. The fuel truck will be arriving shortly. The payload for today's flight will be 34 passengers on board, and yeah, we're gonna enter the...
I'm out for the walk around.
All right. And as for the payload, okay. So we have 1,900 on each side. We're gonna set it that way. Okay, so we have zero fuel weight of 53.1. Let's go to the ground services and It's still attaching to our aircraft. Okay, let's see that. Yeah, they already attached to our aircraft. Probably should give the option to fueling up. So let's start. Okay. Position, we're gonna use our last known position. For the origin, we're gonna select our origin for Boston, which is Kilo Bravo Oscar Sierra. Alright, as for our destination, it's gonna be Kilo Papa Victor Delta. Okay, and we're gonna uplink our flight. This is gonna be our flight for today. It's gonna be a very short flight. Our flight level will be 15,000 feet, which is not that high. You know, for this kind of flight, it's pretty high. So, okay. So, I'm sorry about that. RT. Okay, so 53.140 fuel weight. I'm sorry. I think I'm gonna double check that. 53.1. Yeah, it was 53.1. All right. So for the results for today, we're gonna need a alternative 1.3 tons of for the alternative, and we are gonna the flight index for today's flight is gonna be 74, and the flight level for today's flight is gonna be 15,000 feet, and cruising altitude will be
Hi, the security and safety check are all done. Are we good to start boarding?
Yes.
Thanks.
Okay, so for the wind, average wind will be at 220 degrees and at 23 knots. Hit execute. Unable to override. This will be. We'll fix it later. Flaps 5. CG2 2.5. For the departure, we're gonna be departing. We are expected to depart from runway 22 left. Let's see, 22 left. Let's hit that. Via 6 departure. All right. Okay. So now it's gonna be a good time to request our IFR clearance. So let's do that.
Boston clearance delivery Chase 1 Heavy IFR to Providence ready to copy.
Chase 1 Heavy is cleared to Providence Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 22 left climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure frequency is 124.1 squawk 6775.
7 5.
Chase 1 Heavy cleared to Providence Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 22 left climb and maintain 14,000 feet. Departure on 124.1 squawk 6775.
Chase 1 Heavy readback correct. Contact ground on 121.9er. Good day.
Okay, let's move on to the MCP. So for today's flight, let's see that he has double check that. Okay, 22 left. We're gonna be taking off from runway 22 left. So we're gonna launch our charts here. Okay, and we plan to be arriving to runway 23, and we're gonna be expecting an ILS approach towards runway 23 in Providence Airport. Okay, so I'm gonna select the 215 215, and on the other side as well, 215, and also for our heading as well. Flight directors are on, auto throttle is on, VNAV and LNAV are armed as well. Very good. Let's test the configuration horns.
I'm back. No issues on the walk around.
Hello, sir.
All right. Over to the radio panel. So I'm gonna set it to a 1P5. Decimal 0. Okay, that's gonna be the first officer radius for our 80s.
Hello.
Okay, and as for the secondary channel, we're gonna set it to for the secondary frequency, we're gonna set to 124 decimal 2. 94 decimal 2.
Glide slope. Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Terrain. Terrain. Pull up.
Airspeed low. Airspeed low.
Sink rate. Pull up.
124
Terrain.
decimal 2.
Pull up. Don't
And
sink.
my radio, I'm gonna
Don't
select the
sink.
secondary
Too
one.
low. Terrain. Too low.
Unicom if
Gear.
you're gonna need it.
Too low. Flaps. Too low. Terrain. Glide
Okay.
slope.
Bank angle, bank angle.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Let's turn on the view. We don't want to
2500.
depart from here as
1000.
quickly as we can.
500.
Also, we did not set
400.
the
300.
uh,
200. 100.
we did not set
50.
the takeoff
40.
speed.
30. 20.
Okay, so
10.
let's check back the rates.
Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear. Too low. Terrain.
Okay. Alright. So for V2 is gonna be 144.
test. Pass.
Hi, here's the fuel slip.
Thanks.
Welcome. Have a nice flight.
So we have still people boarding. The next thing we wanna do is prepare for our departure. So that's gonna be our first flight of the day. We're gonna be departing from a gate. We are underway. The procedure will be via SID. Let's run the brief.
Are you ready for the departure brief?
Go ahead.
Okay, it's going to be a standard pushback and start off the gate. Taxi route will be as assigned by ATC. It'll be a left seat takeoff, using rated thrust. Landing a flaps 5 takeoff. Anti-ice will be off. Above 80 knots, We will reject for fire, engine failure, loss of control, or wind shear. The crew member noticing the abnormality will clearly state the problem. I will call reject or continue. If the decision is to reject, I will close the thrust levers and disengage auto throttle, observe or apply maximum braking, raise speed brakes, apply maximum amount of reverse thrust consistent with conditions and bring the aircraft to a complete stop on the runway, stow the speed brake, and set the parking brake, advise the cabin, this is the captain speaking, remain seated, remain seated. I will then perform any necessary memory items or checklists as appropriate. If an evacuation is required, I will initiate the evacuation checklist. In the event of an engine failure after V1, we will continue the takeoff, rotate at VR, call positive rate gear up, and cancel the master caution. There will be no other calls below 400 feet. At 400 feet, I'll call for a roll mode, then call confirm the failure. If required, we'll perform any necessary memory items, climb at V2 to V2 plus 20 to 1,000 feet AFL or TOCA, whichever is higher. Retract flaps on schedule. When flaps have been retracted at or above, flaps up, maneuver speed, call for level change if VNAV is not engaged. Set max continuous thrust, and call for the appropriate emergency checklist. We are under our maximum landing weight, so we are okay to make an immediate return. The departure routing will be via the ATC assigned SID, complying with all published speeds and altitude restrictions. No noise abatement procedures required. LNAV and VNAV are armed. Flight directors are on. Mine is master, yours is slave. Navigation radios are set. The NOTAMs and the aircraft defect log have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Departure brief complete.
Alright, with the brief complete, we have passengers still boarding the plane. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Going to select our approach. So, in Providence, we're going to be expecting an ILS approach towards the runway.
Roger.
No. Okay, so we're gonna be expecting an ILS approach towards the runway 23. And let's just check that frequency and verify the radio frequency as all set. Okay. So first of all, for the nav frequencies, I'm gonna set it to 110.3. It's for our departing runway. I'm gonna set it on both sides. And as for our arriving airport, it's gonna be 109.3. Sorry. 109 decimal 3, and on the other side as well 109 decimal 3. So it's gonna be ready for us. This flight is gonna be very short flight. I don't like about 30 minutes or so. Let's switch over to our IPU power. I hope the boarding will complete soon. So let's go ahead and do the pre-flight checklist.
Check. Pre-flight checklist. Oxygen.
Tested 100%.
Tested 100%. Navigation transfer and display switches. Normal. Auto. Windows heat. On. Pressurization mode selector. Auto. Flight instruments.
Heading 224, altimeter 2996.
Heading 224. Altimeter 2996. Parking brake.
Set.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Pre-flight checklist completed.
Okay, so we're just gonna hold on here just a bit and wait for the passengers to finish their boarding. Then we can head off to our taxi. No, let's already request the taxi from the ground so we can know what to expect.
Massport ground chase 1 heavy with Echo ready to taxi IFR.
Chase 1 heavy taxi to and hold short of runway 22 left via taxiway Alpha Alpha 1 Bravo November cross runway 15 right November cross runway 22 right November. Contact tower on 128.8 when ready.
Taxiing hold short runway 22 left via taxiway Alpha Alpha 1 Bravo November cross runway 15 right November cross runway 22 right November chase 1 heavy.
Alright. And another thing I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna load up the flight plan over to Atlanta so I can keep track of my flights. I also recommend you to do the same so you can have a good view of your flights there. Okay, so as we switched already over to the FU power, I'm gonna release the ground power and also release the fuel truck as well because we're not gonna need them anymore. Alright, the boarding is complete, so let's go ahead and speed
Hi
up
guys,
the
here's the
festival.
load sheet for you.
Thanks.
No problem. Have a safe flight.
Today, as you locate your assigned seats, please place your smaller items under the seat in front of you to provide more room for larger items in our overhead compartments. If you need assistance, contact the flight attendant. If you are unable to
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we cleared to close?
Yes.
Thanks. Let me know if you need anything.
If you are seated at an exit seat, also review the exit seating criteria.
Alright, the doors all closed. Before start checklist.
Before start checklist. Flight deck door closed and locked. MCP,
V2 144, heading 215, altitude 14,000.
takeoff speeds.
V1 130, V-rotate 133, V2 144.
CDU pre-flight.
Completed.
Rudder and aileron trim.
3 and 0.
Taxi and takeoff briefing.
Completed.
Anti-collision light on. Before start checklist complete.
Start sequence is 1, then 2.
Check.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board.
Okay, let's get the GSX to push us back.
Please direct your attention
Hopefully
to the cabin
they will
for
not
report
rush
safety
us.
information. There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates
Okay,
the
another
safety
glance
equipment
for
on
the
this
taxi.
aircraft. Regulations require compliance with this information as well as all crew instructions, lighted
Taxi
information
instructions
signs,
here,
and
so
Hello, Captain. We are ready for pushback.
Cross runway 15 right, November, cross runway 22 right, November. Alright, got it.
It is our policy that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times while
Let's
seated.
check the map for
Doors
the
are clearly marked with exit
instructions.
signs and instructions for door operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Exit may be behind you.
Alpha 1, Bravo, November, November all the way, and
Cabin
hold
is
short.
pressurized. If there is a loss
for
of cabin pressure, a
November.
panel will open and
Alright.
oxygen mask will appear. Remain
That sounds
seated with your seatbelt
scary,
fastened
not
and pull a
really
mask
though.
towards you to start the flow of oxygen. Oxygen will be flowing to the mask.
Okay,
even
so
though the
we
band may
would
not
like our
inflate.
nose to
Cover your
the
nose and mouth with
to the
mask,
left,
place
please.
the elastic band around your head, and mask before assisting others.
Locking gear.
Seat bottom cushion may be used as a flotation device. Pull up and remove the cushion. Upon exiting the aircraft, place your arms around the cushion and hold on to the straps located on the back. This is a non-smoking flight. Smoking is not permitted in the cabin or lavatory. Cabin lights will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located above your
Okay,
seat.
and we said nose to the left, right? Yeah, nose to the left, please.
Release parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes are released.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Start engine number 1.
Starting engine 1. Oil pressure.
Starter cutout.
Starter cutout.
And number 1 is
Number 1 stable.
Right. Start engine number 2.
Starting engine 2. Oil pressure.
I think that's gonna be enough for the footstep. I think so. And that's,
Please set parking brakes.
yeah. Thank you very much. Parking brakes are set.
Waiting your confirmation
Starter
for a good
cutout.
engine start.
Okay.
Number 2 stable.
We have a good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Flaps 5.
Unlocking gear.
Flight control check complete.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Thank you. Before
Check.
taxi checklist.
Before taxi checklist. Generators on. Probe heat on. Anti-ice off. Isolation valve auto. Engine start switches continuous. Recall.
Checked.
Check. Auto brake. RTO. Engine start levers.
Idle detained.
Flight controls.
Checked.
Ground equipment.
Clear.
Clear. Before taxi checklist completed.
Alright, so
Check.
we're now gonna go ahead onto Alpha and exit via Alpha 1 onto Bravo. Alright, clear left.
Clear right.
Request taxi clearance.
Ground. Good afternoon. 1. Ready to taxi. Cleared to taxi. 1.
Alright, let's go. Is Alpha 1, right? On to Bravo. Alright, so now we are on Bravo. And we're gonna take Bravo to November. Alright. Okay. November. We're going to be crossing the runway 15 right. Let's cross runway 15 right. We're currently off flights and we're not going to be announcing our crossing on that sim. So, okay. Clear left.
Clear right.
Okay, let's cross this quickly. Even though we are all alone here in Boston, but still. Now we're gonna go ahead and take November all the way to the end, and then we're gonna get the requested takeoff clearance from the ATC.
Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Alright, thank you. Before takeoff checklist.
Before takeoff checklist. Flaps.
Flaps 5, green light.
Stabilizer trim.
4.8 units.
Before takeoff checklist completed.
Boston Tower Chase 1 Heavy at runway 22 left ready for departure IFR to Providence.
Runway entry
Chase
position.
1 Heavy altimeter.
Okay,
29er
cabin crew,
decimal
take
niner,
your seats.
6.204
Clear on the
at 10.
approach.
Clear
Ready
for
to go.
takeoff runway 22 left.
Cleared for takeoff runway 22 left Chase 1 Heavy.
Takeoff.
Thrust set.
Airspeed's alive.
80 knots.
On taxiway. On taxiway.
V1.
V1.
Rotate.
Rotate.
E2. Positive rate of climb.
Positive rate.
Gear up.
Gear up.
Flaps 1.
Speed checked. 400 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy, contact Boston departure on 124.1. Good day.
Flaps 1 set.
124 decimal
Speed
1
check.
Chase 1 Heavy.
Flaps up, set.
Boston departure Chase 1 Heavy is passing 3,100 feet, climbing 14,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy Boston departure altimeter 29.96. Continue to be RRL as planned. Chase 1 Heavy, keep speed not above 250 knots.
Keep speed not above 250 knots Chase 1 Heavy.
After takeoff checklist.
After takeoff checklist. Engine bleeds. On. Packs. Auto. Landing gear. Up and off. Flaps. Up. No lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Happy to release the cabin crew.
Okay.
Okay.
Chase 1 Heavy contact Boston Center on 133.25. Good day.
133.25 Chase 1 Heavy. Boston Center Chase 1 Heavy is passing 8,500 feet, climbing 14,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy Boston Center altimeter 29.96. Continue to BUSIC as planned.
$10,000. Happy to release the cabin?
Okay.
Okay. Portable electronic devices may now be used, with the exception of
Chase 1
TVs,
Heavy
radios,
contact
two-way
Boston
transmitters,
Center
or any
on
other device in the transmit mode, as
128.75.
these devices may interfere with
Good
the
day.
aircraft's communication and navigation systems.
128.75 Chase 1 Heavy. Boston Center Chase 1 Heavy is passing 11,200
Autopilot on.
feet, climbing 14,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy Boston Center altimeter 29.96. Continue to JSTR as planned.
Alright, so the takeoff procedure, the IRS is announced that we were on a taxiway, but this thing can happen on the default airports. Let's prepare for our arrival. So, 227 course, 227 here, 227
1,000 to level.
Side. IL navigation radios are set. And yeah, cruise for
Chase
about
1 Heavy climb and maintain 15,000 feet.
15,000 feet, Chase 1 Heavy.
Climb and maintain 15,000 feet Chase 1 Heavy.
Wind.
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a few moments we'll begin our meal service for the flight. Please research the menu given to you on boarding. For the two meal choices and your separate meals, I am clear. Flight is and also for you. Thank you.
So we'll be descending in any moment now. Let's run that with before we gonna get busy here.
Are you ready for the approach brief?
Okay.
The arrival routing will be via ATC vectors for an ILS approach, planning a flaps 30 landing. Final approach fixed altitude is 2,500 feet. Decision height is 200 feet. Missed approach altitude is 2,500 feet. Taxi route in will be as assigned by ATC. We'll be arriving at a gate. Descent speeds and navigation radios are set. Airport NOTAMs have been reviewed. Any questions, comments, or concerns?
No questions.
Approach brief complete.
Chase 1 Heavy descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots.
Descend and maintain 6,000 feet. Keep speed not above 250 knots Chase 1 Heavy.
Descent checklist.
Descent checklist. Pressurization. Landing altitude is 50 feet. Recall. Check. Auto brake. Level 3. Landing data.
VRAF 142, minimum 200 feet.
VREF 142. Minimums 200 feet. Approach briefing.
Completed.
Descent checklist completed.
Delta Taxi.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect ILS runway 23 approach via Papa Victor Delta transition cleared to Papa Victor Delta Chase 1 Heavy.
Chase 1 Heavy contact Boston Center on 124.85. Good day.
124.85 for Chase 1 Heavy. Boston Center Chase 1 Heavy is at 11,100 feet, descending 6,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy Boston Center altimeter to 9.908. Continue to Papa Victor Delta as planned.
$10,000. Cabin crew, prepare for landing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at our destination shortly. If you are making a connection to another flight, please see the customer service station means flight or video monitor dispatch terminal for connecting gate information. For your continued safety, flight attendants
Approach
will
checklist.
now walk through the cabin to secure it for landing.
Approach
We'll be
checklist.
collecting all
Altimeters?
service items, papers, and any
29987.
other items you wish to discard may now be
2998
taken off the
set.
aircraft.
Approach checklist completed.
Also in preparation for landing, please turn off all electronic devices. Stow these devices and list all other carry-on items. Please use caution when opening overhead bins as items may have shifted during our flight. Please stow your tray tables to return your seats to their upright positions and check the security. Providence Airport information, uniform 1600 Zulu. Wind 216 at 10. Visibility 10. Sky condition.
1,000 to
few
level.
clouds at 2,600 feet. Few clouds at 4.
Flight deck. Okay, thanks. Captain, the cabin is secure.
Chase 1 Heavy, you are 1,500 feet below your assigned altitude. Climb and maintain 6,000 feet altimeter to 9.908.
Climb and maintain 6,000 feet Chase 1 Heavy.
Chase 1 Heavy, contact Providence approach on 123.675. Good day.
123.675 for Chase 1 Heavy.
$1,000 to level.
Providence approach Chase 1 Heavy is passing 3,500 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
Chase 1 Heavy, Providence approach altimeter 29.908. Continue to Papa Victor Delta as planned.
be reaching Papa Victor Delta, then Papa India 004, and make a U-turn and land onto Providence Airport.
Descend and maintain 2,200 feet. Chase 1 Heavy.
Altimeter alive. Cabin crew, take your seats. Final approach fix, height checked, missed approach altitude not set.
124.1 chase 1 heavy. Boston departure chase 1 heavy 2,300 feet.
Chase 1 heavy Boston departure altimeter 29.907. Continue as planned. Chase 1 heavy, you are 14 miles northeast of Providence. Contact Providence Tower on 120.7 when inbound on the approach.
Tower on 120.7 chase 1 heavy.
Flaps 1.
Speed check.
Providence Tower chase 1 heavy 16 miles northeast
Flaps
inbound
1
ILS
set.
runway 23 approach.
Chase 1 heavy Providence Tower. Altimeter 29.907 wind 218 at 10. Cleared ILS runway 23 approach.
Cleared ILS runway 23 approach chase 1 heavy.
Flaps 5.
Speed check. Flaps 5 set.
Gear down, flaps 15.
Speed check. Gear down.
Chase 1 1 heavy winds 224 at 12. Clear to land runway 23.
Flaps 15 set.
Clear to land runway 23 chase 1 heavy.
Flap 30.
Speed check.
Approaching.
Flaps 30
2,
set.
3.
Landing
1,000.
checklist.
1,000 feet. Stable. Landing checklist. Engine start switches.
Continue.
Autopilot off. Speed brake. Autopilot on. Autopilot
On.
off. Landing gear.
Down.
Flaps.
Flap 30 green light.
Glide slope.
Landing checklist completed.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
500 feet.
Four hundred.
Approaching minimums.
Approaching minimums. Minimums.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Speed brake up. Reversers normal.
Meters remaining.
60 knots.
Chase 1 heavy exit runway when able.
Okay to clean up.
Roger.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelts fastened until the captain. Chase 1 heavy contact ground on 121.9er.
Safely after the gate. This will be your indication to the signal. Both cabin, gather your belongings, and depart.
121.9er chase 1 heavy.
Appreciate your business. Hope to see you again on a future flight.
Providence ground chase 1 heavy request taxi to the gate.
Chase 1 heavy taxi to gate 0 using taxiway golf.
Taxiing to gate 0 via taxiway Gulf chase 1 heavy.
APU on the buses. 3 minutes.
Lights and doors.
Check. Cabin crew disarm doors and cross-check.
Providence ground chase 1 heavy, could you please disconnect the jetway from the aircraft?
Okay. Shutdown checklist.
Shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off. Probe heat off. Hydraulic panel set. Flaps
Up.
Parking brake.
Released.
Engine start levers.
Cut off.
Weather radar
Off.
off. Shutdown checklist completed.
Alright, this is gonna be the time where we're gonna look into our FPM. Okay, so let's check that out. So we had a good landing with 134 FPM, which is even better than the last time, which was 150 FPM. That is great. Alright. Thank you very much for stopping by for this short flight. Okay. Let's get rid of the delivered software here. And let's do the... Let's secure the aircraft.
Check.
Alright. And then we're gonna continue with the secure checklist here real quick. A secure checklist, please.
Secure checklist. IRS off. Emergency exit lights off. Window heat off. Packs off. Secure checklist complete.
Very good, and I'm gonna turn off the fuel pump here for the APU and gonna turn off the APU as well. Emergency lights off and battery is off, and the aircraft is cold and dark. Thank you very much for watching and joining in again for this short flight. I would much appreciate it if you could like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you on my next streams.